anyone that's
of NIL and the transfer portal, it is allowing players to develop further in college, and guys that would maybe be stuck on the bench at a power program and not have as much shine are having the ability to find themselves in the spotlight.
Lane Kiffin came out and said we need to get bigger and more physical in terms of the offense and defensive lines, and that's why he went out and recruited that talent.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify in these majors. You got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness. And I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. Mm-hmm. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Perrault coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
What's up, boys and girls? Happy Friday. How are you? Welcome into InGame Live. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. We're back on our normal Friday night, hanging out, watching everything in the world of sports. Hockey going on tonight in the Western Conference Finals. We will get to the NBA Finals, Major League Baseball, little UFC 302. Mr. Sharapan, are you wearing the Oilers stuff because it's their time, or are you wondering about the Dallas Stars? Everyone wants to know, are you in or out with the jersey you wear on the air? How are you on this Friday?
Can't keep track. It's sometimes it's difficult. I get blamed for being a jinx and putting the stuff on. Other times it's because I really like it. I just let the people, live up to whatever they want it to be. Tonight, I like the under, Perrault. I like low scoring game. We got the total right there, 5.5. The line, I just told this to Ranieri on Game Time Decisions. The line tells a story. The home ice hasn't mattered nearly as much as it has in the past. It's only minus 128, minus 125, minus 120 in a couple places right now, where the Stars you would think would be a bigger favorite. So is Edmonton live? Sure. Morency got me this hat. This is a Canada hat. It doesn't match the jersey, but it matches the country, and that's all I have right now. So for our Canadian friends who are watching, and we're all friends. I mean, even, we want to see good hockey game without much goal horn tonight. Perrault, it's been a while since you've been here on a Friday. You remember the goal horn, right?
I do. I'm just curious, is that hat younger or older than 1993? Which one is it looks like it could have been made in 93. I don't know.
What would 1993 reference be to
that would
the
be
year
the last
you graduated
time
high school?
No, 95 was high school for me, but that was the last time that the Canadian team won the cup. So, it's a long time ago. I was a sophomore in high school last time that happened. So I don't know. I don't know. It's Oilers are 2 losses away from it being another year for Canadian teams not to hoist.
You're doing this right now?
So I'm just saying it's been a
Our
while.
friend Cam Stewart's from Canada. He's coming on later.
I know. I'm 47 years old. How does Toronto Maple Leafs do again? Oh, right. I forgot about that. My Boston Bruins took care of that team. So yeah, it happens. It's all good. I didn't bring up Cam. You brought up Cam. So
you brought up
okay.
the Maple Leafs.
Well, it's easy to bring up the Maple Leafs. It's the spring. They're always falling. So it always happens. It's summer, spring. Happens all the time with them. So I don't know. That's just where we are with Canada. So Edmonton, you better win tonight. That's all I got to say.
Are you going to be like this for the next 2 weeks while the NBA Finals goes on and the Boston Celtics are in it? Are we really going to be like this?
I'm always like this, but I'm especially extra on this now. So yes, I'm going to be like this for until the end, because it's going to be a roller coaster ride. I don't know. I've been studying Kristaps Porzingis' practice shooting all day today. So watching the calf and seeing how he's leaping and how he's going to get lift, and he can't miss at practice, hitting every shot he takes. Porzingis looks phenomenal. But he can't run yet. No video is out yet of him running, so that they're not letting anybody see whether or not the big guy can run. So let's see what he can do once he's moving. Like, he can stand and shoot, but now can he run? Can he play defense? They're going to ramp him up, getting ready for Thursday. But we don't play till Thursday. It's a long time from now.
It's a long time. I feel like we're going to lose a bit of momentum with at least talking about it. But we're going to do in-game live. We're going to do the whole game for the NBA Finals, so that'll be fun. Did you peruse? We had a discussion today on Bostonian versus the book, but have you looked further into the NBA Finals MVP numbers? Because you made your case today on the other show, and I looked at it and I said, man, this really doesn't feel like anyone else can win it. I think it's Tatum or Brown, or it's Luka. That's it. Yep. It's a 3-horse race, like maybe what the Belmont's going to be in a few weeks. That's it.
I would be careful with Jaylen Brown, because I think they gave him the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So I'd be surprised to see the media go back and give him both the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals MVP. He has to be really, really good. Boston wins, it's Tatum. If Dallas wins, it's Luka. Unless one of them gets hurt, right? I mean, if they get hurt, then okay, it's somebody else. But the media is pretty boring when it comes to this stuff, and best player on the best team generally wins the NBA Finals MVP. I don't like it, but I mean, that's why you've got Tatum laying juice. Everybody else is plus money. Boston's $2 favorite to win the thing. So, if Boston wins game 1, they're going to go to a $3 favorite, and just going to go up from there. So, I liked what I heard today from Austin Rivers, who was on ESPN, talking about the fact that everyone is so in love with Dallas right now. But you got to remember, the Dallas Mavericks have played the Boston Celtics twice this year. They're 0-2, and Boston's much better than anybody they've played so far in the playoffs. So we're going to find out just how good this Dallas Mavericks team is. Not Luka. How good's the team?
Right. Well, again, the regular season matchups mean one thing.
Yeah, do they?
You can't argue that Dallas is not playing their best basketball of the season right now.
Sure. What's Boston doing?
Boston's playing pretty good, too.
They're 12-2 in 14 games. I don't know. That's pretty good. I mean, these are high-intensity playoff basketball games, and they've lost 2 games so far in 14. And granted, they probably shouldn't have lost either one of those. They probably should have been 12-0.
Did you see the score last night? I mean, it was 124-103. It was
more of an indictment on it was more of an indictment on Minnesota than anything that Dallas really did to me. Like Luka going off in the first quarter. I mean, it's Luka. The team. It's Minnesota's defense that I had the biggest problem with. They just didn't guard anybody. They didn't rebound. They didn't want to be there. They won one game, and they looked content with saying, okay, we didn't get swept, because they were completely flat for the biggest game of the year, and they got run off their own floor.
You know what all this means, right? We got
Boston
no basketball games going on. That means we got all baseball tonight. Did you see the slate for the baseball tonight?
I did. I'm on a bunch of games tonight. Yeah, I'm on the under in the Braves. I'm on the over in the Phillies. So we'll see what comes up with that.
Over in the Phillies. Okay.
So JP Sears, and see what he can do on the mound, and Lopez on the mound. I look, it's going to be, baseball's in a weird place right now, because I feel like this is where we have the sprint to begin. We get to Memorial Day, and then once we get into like June, until we get to the All-Star break and the trade deadline, baseball kind of goes to sleep. And June is, I mean, people have argued this for a long time, like what's the worst month in sports? And some people say June. And I always say, wait, the NBA finals and the NBA finals get played, and the NHL finals get played in June. And they're like, yeah, but baseball's boring. Like baseball's just, it's now into that rhythm of just every day. It's not, there's not big series. There's not pressure-packed moments. June's a tough month. No, it's true. June's a tough month for baseball.
Well, it's really not. It's just another month of baseball for a lot of people.
What are you excited about? Are you excited about the White Sox losing 12 of 13 and being 5-21 on the road? Like, what excites you about baseball in June for this month?
Automatic bet against. That's easy.
I'm not saying I'm not saying from a betting market. I'm not saying from a betting market perspective. I'm just saying just from an overall hype perspective. Like, I'm jacked to watch baseball tonight. There aren't that many big series, and there's no playoff implications. There's no, first place on the line type implications. It's just a month that like nothing really happens. You just play baseball for a month.
That's every sport third month in. Like there's a little bit of fatigue from the big excitement from the opening. Plus, baseball's chewed up a lot of people right now. Like for a lot of people that are in the space, baseball has not been kind.
It's weird. Not me. I don't understand. Hitting 63% on baseball bets this year. It's weird. Woo! We'll get to the scoreboard on baseball next. It is. Dave, Matt, Friday night. Don't move. Sports Grid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
InGame Live on a Friday. Matt Perrault, Dave Sharapan here on SportsGrid. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll talk to Danny Brasco. Little UFC 302 main event. We'll see if Islam Makhachev keeps his role going as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the UFC. Dustin Poirier, a lot of people love Dustin Poirier. The Diamond going for the third time for the undisputed belt. The one thing that's eluded him, can he get it done tomorrow night? We'll get to that in the next, in about 20 minutes or so. We'll get that with Danny. But Dave, we touched on it a little bit about the game tonight, Oilers and the Stars. What about the East? Do you think the East is over? I mean, that was a huge win for the Panthers last night. The Rangers now have to figure out a way of backs against the wall, now playing with elimination up against a team that I think is better than they are in every spot except goaltending. And now we're seeing 3-2 wins consistently. 4 of the 5 games have gone under. Another 3-2 victory. Florida gets the victory. Can the Rangers come back, or is that thing over?
Well, we just had our guy just tell us it's over. And Jack was in the building for game 1 of this series and has been a lifelong Ranger fan. And I think the feeling is probably way he described it, like, again, we've seen this before. Again, it's over. The number's pretty healthy. Minus 170. I mean, that's a lot higher probability than minus 120, minus 115, what Florida was in New York. Now, the Rangers were good. Wow, look at that series price. Minus 550. I don't know. That might be even a little bit extended as far as the rollover price, because you're going to get, plus 140, maybe as high as 150 with the Rangers, and then roll it over at even money. So that's probably close to what that reflects. I don't know, Perrault. I think Florida established themselves yesterday. Coming back on the road the way they did, it's a big uphill climb for the Rangers.
Not impossible. I'm not going to say it's over, but
no,
very difficult. Very difficult for the Rangers going back to Florida down 3-2, knowing that third period was right there for them, and then to lose the game 3-2, 3-1. They get the goal late, goes 3-2. It was, you get a momentary glimpse of maybe a miracle, and then you don't get it. It gets shut down for you, unfortunately. That was my fear going into it, that 5-on-5, I mean, arguably 5-on-5, the Panthers have been the best team in the NHL, and they've played like it in these playoffs. In this series, they're just better. So if they stay out of the penalty box and they don't let the Rangers have that lethal power play on the ice, Bobrovsky can pretty much stop. He's going to give up 2. But if he only gives up 2, that's a problem, because you got to feel like the Florida Panthers are going to get 2 as well, maybe 3, maybe 4. And so we've seen this, the breaks going Florida's way. So Florida against Dallas has felt like the inevitable Cup final to me. And we'll find out tonight, like, can Dallas do the same thing? Can they get control of this series and really have kind of a strangle grip on it going into tonight? So you said that the price tells the story to you. If Dallas scores first, what does the number go to?
Minus 250. It doubles because it's the home team. So it goes, it jumps pretty quickly. If it's the road team, it doesn't jump nearly as much.
I asked that because you and I discussed this. So I'm on under 6. It was 5.5. It was bet to 6. I bet 6. It's now back to 5.5. When the Oilers score first, it's kind of strange. They sit on the lead. They become more defensive minded, and the game tends to go under. On the road this year, the Oilers were an under team on the road this year. Dallas was a home over team, which is somewhat surprising. But if Dallas scores first today, are we inclined to think this game goes over? Or if the Oilers score first, could it still go over? Like, which is more likely? If you're on the over 5.5, who are you cheering for to score first?
Dallas. You're cheering for Dallas, because Dallas, I think multiple times in the series they even had a lead. Now Edmonton showed they can come back. I mean, they did it on home ice last game, but Dallas scores first, things open up. Edmonton scores first, things tighten up. So total saves prop, that's interesting. You could look at that. There's Audiger's number right there is 26.5. I think I'd bet that over, because it feels like in the games that I've seen, which is all of them in this series, Edmonton with the lead or Edmonton trailing is still throwing the puck at the net.
Right.
I can't believe how many games Dallas has had low shots on goal and even lower odds to win. Skinner, 24.5 saves. I mean, if Dallas wins, that's an under right there. Right? They're going to get 25 shots. Probably.
Yeah, the shots on goal props and the saves props, one of my least favorite things to bet because it takes in the human error comes in big time on that. Because what's the shot on goal?
Yeah.
Can't stand it. I just don't like it because you see, oh, wait, it was a save, but it wasn't going to go in. So it's not actually a shot on goal, even though the goalie made the save.
Yeah.
And you wind up with 23 shots, 23 saves. You need over 24.5 saves. I just don't like things where the official scorekeeper gets to get involved with it and tell me whether or not I'm going to make a bet or not. So that always worries me when it comes to save props. And like shots on goal props are the same thing. It's,
right.
Well, he put the puck on the net, but it wasn't ever going to go in. So it doesn't count as a shot on goal, even though the goalie made a save on it. It's like, wait, what? So those props are always somewhat worrisome for me when I'm looking to make wagers. I'd rather, like with basketball, it's easy. Like, okay, a shot attempt, you know what a shot attempt is. A basket, a 3-pointer, or a rebound, although rebounds can be somewhat subjective these days too. Assists can be somewhat subjective at times as well. So it's prop betting can be a little bit on the frustration side for that. But
in all your time in the press boxes and stuff at baseball games, did you ever sit near an official score?
Of course. Yeah. I sat next to one actually for a while.
So did I. It's a hard gig. A lot of things used to, I mean, like now, you better be sure if that's an error or not.
Old timers too for a long time. More on that on the other side. A little baseball scoreboard talk Friday night. Matt and Dave here on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Jack Red Sox. It's a Friday night here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. We'll talk to Danny Brasco. A little UFC 302 talk coming up in the next segment. Stick around for that. But Dave, Major League Baseball, we were talking about a little earlier, taking a look at the scoreboard here. As I told you, I'm on the under for the Braves and the A's, 3-1 there for the Braves. That game into The bottom of the fourth inning, now we're going to the top of the fifth inning. 8.5 is still the live number. The juice comes in on the under 8.5. The Phillies are wearing those City Connect uniforms. It's now 3-2, top 7. I'm on over 8.5. I'm going to need some help to get there. 6.5 is the current total there for that game. You like those uniforms for the Phillies? You like those City Connects? The hat's nice. The hats are great.
Yeah, I got to see the jersey in person. You know, I'm a big fan of the gear, but sometimes it looks like a travel ball uniform. You know, like it would be great for the 16U, Vegas Sparks
right.
or whatever, right? Like that. I don't know if it looks great on a major league field, but
yeah.
I like that blue. It kind of pops, but there's a lot working. I don't know. The City Connects are going all over. Speaking of the City Connects, did you see Toronto City Connects? They announced them today.
No,
I'm not watching the game. I should see I think they're wearing them tonight. Those look great. Those
really
awesome. Oh,
I like the Red Sox City Connect.
I love the Canadian stuff. I always have. But yeah, it looks great.
I didn't like the Red Sox City Connect at first, and then it grew on me, and I like it now. It has a cool meaning with the Boston Marathon, so I like it now. It grew on me. In the beginning, I wasn't a very big fan. I was like, "What is that?" Looked like the Brooklyn Dodgers. I don't know, like a guy running at night. I didn't understand what it was, but now I'm a fan of it now. Speaking of the Dodgers, what's a price? How heavy juice will you pay on a run line? Like, what's your drop dead? I won't pay that price run line number.
I mean, it's really hard to do at -$2.
Okay, you go all the way up. See, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think -180 would be the stop point.
Okay.
If it
I won't
really
go over 125. Yeah, I won't go over 125.
Yeah,
but
well, I mean,
tonight,
if the line's just minus 400 and the run line should be -200, and you can get a run line -150, then or -160. I don't have a super problem with that. Although laying a run line at any price with a minus is tough. So your rule of thumb is -125. If it's more than that, you ain't laying it.
No, because I've lost it too many times, and I'm just kicking myself because money line comes in to win by 1, 4-3 final, and you lose. And you're laying this big price, so I can't stand that. But it's Dodgers laying the 1.5 against the Rockies tonight. Walker Buehler back on the mound, who's looked pretty good. First start was rocky, no pun intended, and then the rest have been good for Walker Buehler tonight. So
see what you did there.
And then, so I mean, it's expensive, but I don't hate it tonight at -154 for the Dodgers with Hudson going for the Rockies. The Rockies are atrocious on the road.
I don't know. This isn't comfortable at all. This is I'm sitting in a chair and I'm uncomfortable. Can't get the armrest working right. Like, when you want to sit back in a nice smooth recliner and feel comfortable and watch the game. This one, I can't get comfortable. I'm sitting there and I'm going, I don't want
They're
this
7-21, Dave. The Rockies are 7-21.
On the run line?
No, on the road straight up. This is their first time seeing the Dodgers this season.
Did they win
played
a game
LA
this
year.
weekend?
No.
Sweep?
No. Yeah. Sweep is coming.
We should pay the series price. The series price is probably tolerable.
Wow.
No, it's probably not tolerable.
Yeah, it's not going to be tolerable.
No.
It's Yamamoto against Cal Quantrill coming up tomorrow. And we end it with Gavin Stone against Gomber. It's going to be
Sunday
350,
baseball.
350.
What if they catch him on Sunday?
Maybe, but it's going to be 350, 350, 350 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, it's just going to be so expensive to try to get involved with that. Ooh. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be ugly. I mean, this is where the Dodgers start to take apart the division and just beat up anybody.
-350, -350, -350.
It's going to be. I mean, that's what it's going to be for those 3 games. It's going to be a monster favorite at the moment. Look at that. Plus 50,000 for the Rockies. Look at that number. You don't see that very often. Plus 50,000.
It's a new added feature here on Sports with the graphics. Instead of putting all the zeros, they just put the K.
The K.
You never
phenomenal.
see that. That's hilarious.
Danny Brasco joins us. UFC 302 is tomorrow night. We'll break it down next year on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
In-game live on a Friday night, Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault, UFC 302. It's in Newark, New Jersey. Danny Brasco covers MMA, analyst for CBS Sports, joining us here on SportsGrid. Danny, Matt, and Dave, how are you, man? Good to see you on this Friday night. Thanks for coming on.
Great to be with you guys again. It was awesome talking UFC 300. We're back for another one. East Coast card, not too far from me here in New York City, so I'm hyped for it.
Overall, this pay-per-view card seems pretty decent. It's not 300. It's not outstanding. It's better than 301, in my opinion. But overall, how do you feel about the entertainment value coming tomorrow night?
It's solid. You're right. It's definitely better than 301, but not 300, right? We can't hold a candle to that one for a while. But there's some pretty good fights and some noteworthy fighters on the card. Even before the main card kicks off, the featured prelim is a striker's delight between Cesar Almeida and Roman Kopylov. Guy Cesar Almeida that fought Alex Pereira 3 times outside of the UFC. So noteworthy guy there. Of course, Paulo Costa, always a antic-filled fighter, going to come back in the co-main. And Kevin Holland looking for redemption too. So a lot of fights I'm looking forward to on this card.
What's your take on Mickey Gall's career? I mean, he's going in the prelim fight. I mean, it's a name that people might recognize. A guy who's been around, has fought some decent guys, but he needs a victory, does he not? I mean, he's fallen out of favor here with the UFC.
Yeah, it feels like they're setting him up too to perhaps lose. This matchmaking looks like it favors his opponent, Basil Hafez, a guy who just went to split decision with Jack Della Maddalena on short notice. Jack Della is a welterweight title contender. So this guy, Basil Hafez, has that dog in him. He's a good wrestler. And Mickey Gall, like you said, his career has just sort of fallen off the tracks. He was rushed, I think, in the UFC. He had prowess and hype around his jiu-jitsu, and he beat guys like Sage Northcutt and CM Punk way back in the day. It looked like he was going to be an exciting grappler, but all of a sudden, I think they just pushed him a little too fast, and now he's on the tail end, I think, of his way out. I got Basil Hafez beating him, and unfortunately, it's been just a tough road for Gall.
Let me jump in here real quick because I don't have much to add because I didn't really pay much attention to this because I'm trying to pay attention to the big fights that are coming to Vegas at the end of the month. And, we'll definitely talk more about that. Hopefully, Dan, if you can come out, we'll see you then. But the main event of these things is never minus 600, minus 700. Like, this is absurd. And I said to Matt today on BVB, the dog's got no shot here, right? I mean, Poirier's got no shot. Islam, I don't know how to say his name correctly. Danny, I'm going to let you show off and say Islam's last name. But you got people that will come in the book and put Islam with everything. Money line, money line, money line, money line. And he's the key to it all. Poirier live at all, in your opinion?
He's not. I wouldn't call him live. I mean, there is some concern about staph infection that's now clouding this card. Some pictures have surfaced in training camp that have come out with marks on the leg of Islam Makhachev and on the toe of Paulo Costa. So, look, we're all going to play amateur doctor here, and the whole MMA community is then going to call that staph infection, that's this. And at the end of the day, it's all speculative. We don't actually know. But some people are debating, hey, look at Poirier's last opponent, Benoit Saint-Denis, a guy who was able to take down Poirier repeatedly in the first round, but ran out of gas in the second round, and then Poirier hit that right hook on the button and put him away. Could something similar happen to a grappler in Makhachev that may be dealing with staph infection? Dave, I'm not gonna bet on speculation. I think the books haven't budged for a reason. Look at that tag. The only way to find betting value is to attack the prop market. So I think it's a takedown and a submission, like most likely outcome for Islam Makhachev. But if you're going to bet Poirier, sprinkle the knockout. That's his path to victory if he is going to get it done.
I would agree with that. You know, one of my favorite stories I tell in Vegas and why I love living here, that I was at my gym and I'm kind of in my own myopic world half the time at the gym too. And I look to my left and it's Islam Makhachev. I look to my right and it's Khabib, both getting ready, running, cutting weight together at like 11:30 at night at my gym. And I was like, I love living here. This is really cool. I'm in between two of the best fighters of all time while I'm on a treadmill. But speaking of treadmills, doesn't it feel like Dustin's going to be on his bike? What about the total for this fight? Can you see Dustin surviving into maybe late second, third, and avoid the takedown and not get mauled by Makhachev and have a chance to have this fight go over?
It's tough, man. I don't think I'm going to bet the rounds, but I do like the way you're thinking about it. I think that Poirier will fight for his life here. He's not going to tap so easily, and he will be taken down repeatedly early on. I think people are looking at this like perhaps Makhachev has fallen in love with his striking after the head kick knockout over Alexander Volkanovski. Will he entertain a striking affair with Poirier? But you mentioned Khabib. Khabib's going to be in his corner for this fight, and that makes me feel like he's going to fight the smartest path of least resistance in this matchup, and that's going to be to go straight to the ground. So I do think that it could go perhaps into the second, third round, but eventually, if Poirier's spending so much time, in the center of the cage on his back, Islam's going to find something, either ground and pound or that arm triangle is coming, no matter what Poirier does to try to stop it, I think.
Danny, last one for me. I got to get it in here. One, the beard looks amazing. Whatever you're doing with that conditioner, lines is perfect. Two, you know who else looks amazing? Your Yankees. It's ridiculous. They just keep winning. I know you're in love with DeSoto and all this other things. That line is way short tonight, is it not? The Stroman at the Hicks. Like, what am I missing? I'm looking at it, and I know you're a Yankee fan. I ain't putting you on the spot, but how do you not play the Yankees tonight if you're looking at that game in San Francisco?
You know, I didn't handicap this game. I didn't break it down, and I have no action on it. But, like, to your point, Stroman, if you're going to look to back the Yankees, you're going to get a better price tag when Stroman is starting. For whatever reason, he remains undervalued, although he's not going to, wow you perhaps. He's a workman. He's got great stamina. He's going to work through a durable 5-6 innings and keep the Yankees in games even, so I think I'd agree with you. Oftentimes they are even dogs against good clubs when Stroman takes the mound. So it's a good spot to try to back a popular club.
All right, back to fighting. Co-main, Strickland Costa. This is going to be an interesting fight. Strickland needs this fight. I think if he starts stacking up losses, people are going to say that it was a fluke that he won the title and he's not really that great of a fighter. Paulo Costa got any shot here? Because I think a lot of people think Strickland wins this fight tomorrow night. I
think Paulo Costa has a hell of a shot here, and I'm backing him actually as a plus 210 dog, believe it or not. I think, like you said, maybe I wouldn't call it a fluke, certainly not, right? His performance against Israel Adesanya to win the middleweight belt was fantastic, but we know what they say, Matt, styles make fights, and I think stylistically, Costa has a good matchup on his hands here. The guys that have been able to have success against Sean Strickland, we'll forgive him for the loss to Alex Pereira, we'll forgive everyone for that loss, are Jared Cannonier, a guy that got a split decision win, and of course Dricus du Plessis, who took the title from him. The things that they do similarly to Paulo Costa are move forward, eat punches, and mix up their attack to all levels. We see all the time that Strickland is going to work you with that pressure boxing, that jab that stays in your face, but kicks to the body, kicks to the calf, mixed attack, constant forward pressure. That can beat one weapon in MMA. It's mixed martial arts. And when you mix your weapons, you have a shot. So I think Costa can do that successfully as the one moving forward. I don't think that jab is going to deter him. He's got a granite chin, and he looks to be in his best form. He looked really good despite losing to Robert Whittaker, and he had him hurt in the first round. So I like Costa, and I think the odds makers have set him way too wide here. I'm going to back him at plus 210.
You know, it's funny because Strickland's got an average fight time of 15 minutes, and Costa's fight time is 11 minutes. Could this thing go the distance, or do you think someone fight? How do you feel about inside the distance for a bet on that fight?
It's a 5 rounder, and odds makers have set the round total at 4.5. And I found that actually not even surprising. I do think both these guys are extremely durable. Costa has gone 5 rounds against Marvin Vettori in a fight that had a heck of a pace. So he has the stamina despite all the weight cut, antics and issues, steroid, speculations, the secret juice, if you know. Despite all that, Costa has been in great shape every time he takes it seriously and comes to the octagon. So I think, if anything, Strickland might be the one to catch a blow and maybe get knocked out. But I could see this thing perhaps going the whole way in a very close fight in which I think a mixed attack could steal it on the scorecards.
Yeah, that's my issue with Strickland, though, because I think it was more Adesanya than it was Strickland. And the du Plessis fight was not a great showing by Strickland. So I think he's got a lot going into this fight. Anything else in the card that we haven't touched on in 20 seconds?
I love Kevin Holland here. Bounce back spot for him. He's facing a dangerous southpaw boxer, but Holland needs a bounce back. And he's been fighting nothing but the best, and I think the UFC has given him a matchup to get perhaps a highlight finish. I'm looking for a sneaky Darce choke from Kevin Holland.
Woo! Danny, good stuff, my friend. Best of luck on your bets coming up tomorrow. More to come. David Mount on a Friday here on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
InGame Live on a Friday night. Thanks, Danny Brasco, coming in from CBS Sports, talking about UFC 302, UFC 303 next month here in Vegas. Going to be a lot of heat. both figuratively and literally. Coming up here for that card with Conor McGregor's return to the Octagon, that UFC happening in Newark. It's interesting, too, because East Coast cards, I mean, we're so used to having it here in Vegas. I wonder how that pay-per-view is going to sell, because I think people are going to be more inclined to Saturday night. Is it a huge card? Not a great card, but Poirier is at the top of it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Oilers and the Dallas Stars, that game underway. We are through 3 minutes there. No score so far in that one. Dave, interesting question that we're talking in the break there with Jack about who wins the cup. Like, for Florida not to win the cup, what has to happen? Like, Bobrovsky's got to be horrible?
A little bit of both. They have to play undisciplined and get penalties. Like we were talking about it, I think Florida-Dallas might be the best competitive series, but I also think that Edmonton would present bigger problems for Florida with the way, especially on home ice, they could set the matchups with the last change, and I think they'll be able to score better than Dallas would. Overall, right now, I think Florida's the best team. I've been saying it for a little while. We're talking about it months ago when they were 10-1, 9-1. I still think they are today. I think Florida, to not win, they have to get Igored, tomorrow, and then in Game 7 at home. Like, Igor can stop the Panthers. I don't know if the Panthers are going to stop the Panthers, but Igor plays, makes 45 saves or whatever he's got to make, and the Rangers win 2-1 or whatever it is, 3-2 on Saturday. And then they go to Game 7 in MSG on a bad ice, bad penalty, something can happen. I don't know if either team, though. I mean, not that either team in the West isn't going to beat Florida, but I think that's how they don't win the cup.
I'd be very curious. I mean, I think 5-on-5, like we talked about earlier, 5-on-5, Florida is really good. They stay out of the box. I think they win the cup. I'm not sure who comes out. It doesn't matter to me who they play out of the West, whether it be either one of these two teams. But Leon Draisaitl said it before the game tonight. He said, us, meaning the Oilers, at our best, there's nobody better than us in the NHL. When we're at our best, we're the best team in the NHL. Do you agree with that? I don't.
Everything but the goalie. With everything but the goalie, you could make that argument. They have the best player.
Yeah.
I know. It's important because every team needs a goalie. There's no hockey without the goalie. So, and they play such a huge part of the ebbs and flows of a game, let alone the ebbs and flows of a series. When a team's not confident in the goalie, you play differently. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad if I'm on the team, I'm glad he said it. I don't know if I believe it. If I'm the third line winger, I'm going, Leon, are you watching what's going on? Like, I mean, he let another goal in from the blue line. Like, okay, well, if he says it and the cap says it, McDavid, when those two are playing good together, they are probably the best, offensive team?
Sure.
Right?
1-2. Yeah.
It's hard to not say that. We were talking in a break, too, about the Conn Smythe. I mean, it's pretty clear if Edmonton wins, it's probably McDavid, right? If Dallas wins, lazy. If Dallas wins, it's probably Ottinger. If the Rangers win, I'd be shocked if it wasn't Igor. Shesterkin. But if Florida wins, there's like 4 or 5 guys I think you legit could actually pick.
Probably going to be Tkachuk just because. Lazy.
Oh, that's super lazy.
I'm always going with the laziness for the media. Like I'm always when it comes to this stuff, it's always lazy. It's just they're just going to take the low hanging fruit. They're going to vote for the person that's going to cause the least amount of waves. They don't want to have to go and have their ballot be revealed. And like, you voted for who? Like, how did you watch this series? Like, how in the world? So you vote for somebody safe. If the Boston Celtics win the championship, Jason Tatum might be the reason, but more than likely it's going to be Derek White. And no one's going to vote for Derek White to win the MVP. But if Boston wins, the most important piece to that basketball team is Derek White. And nobody wants to acknowledge it. But it's okay. He's 45-1 to win the MVP. Because you ask 25 people on the street, who's Derek White? And they're going to go, who? They don't know who he is.
I was hoping we had that Conn Smythe graphic to pop up there to look at that, because I think that if you're like in the NBA, oh, there it is. Good work, boys. Pop that thing up there, because look at that list. All right, so Barkov's the favorite.
Yep.
Then Kachuk.
He'll probably win it.
Then
because
Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
Look at that. That doesn't happen.
I think that's fair. I mean, McDavid there, Ottinger there. I mean, you understand both those pieces. And then Barkov to Kachuk, which is, I mean, Barkov, because he scored more than Kachuk does. But if Kachuk scores a couple of game winners, like he's bound to do, it's what the guy does, is just score game winners. They may go ahead and give it to him. I mean, he's a fourth choice. So it's not like if you voted for Matthew Kachuk to win the Conn Smythe, I doubt people are going to be like, oh my gosh, how did you do this? Did you not watch the playoffs? So it's just easy. It's not controversial.
If you think the Rangers got a shot tomorrow night,
oh my,
you should take a flyer on that Igor, because Igor's going to be the reason why they win tomorrow, and that
100%.
will give you another day of 2 of life until Monday. If the Rangers win 2 games, Igor's price is lower than Barkov's. If the Rangers win Saturday and win this thing on Monday, he's plus 350. I'm telling you right now. It's 2 games to get the plus 1,200 to plus 350. Maybe lower. He might be 2-1 if they're in the Stanley Cup Finals after Monday.
Red Sox playing the long ball. Another home run. 7-1 Boston over the Tigers. Take a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard. Talk some golf in the next hour, and Cam Stewart will join us as well. We'll get his take on this game. Oilers and the Stars. No score in the first period. Matt and Dave with you. Friday night, right here on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. To your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
In-game live on a Friday. I am on the under, but things are heating up here between the Oilers and the Stars. We've had 2 pucks go through the blue paint. We've had McDavid walk in and not get a puck on the net. We saw a Dallas Star player basically in the slot have a whole open side of the net and missed. 0-0. Jack, our producer, is on the gift. No goal in the first 10. And we're going to sweat this out over the next couple of minutes here to see if we can get this thing home for him. 11:22 to play in the first period, so he needs about 90 seconds of scoreless hockey to get that bet to come in. 4.5, Dave, is the total. Minus 170, now minus 166 here. I'm on under 6. How fast did this thing get down to 4 or 3.5?
With it closing at 5.5, we get halfway through the first period, it's a 4.5. And then the juice will swing into favor with no goals, lower. I don't know if you want to make it 3.5 by the end of the first period or you wait until the beginning of the second period. Like, get 2 minutes in, because as we have talked about both here and on Bostonian versus the book, what happens in the first period, a lot of times the opposite happens in the second period. So especially if it's scoreless, you feel like you get a goal in the first 3 or 4 minutes. It goes quick. Like, oh, all right, adjustment made. Sometimes a penalty at the end of the first period. So we'll wait and see. I don't think you get that 3.5. I know you're going to pounce. You want to go get that nice middle opportunity. That you did the dance at the NBA playoffs. It was a joke what you were doing every night.
It's fun. 4 straight nights over, or betting the over and then hitting the under. It was awesome. It was 4 straight.
The bullpen just gave up the lead for the Pirates.
I mean, there's no goal in hockey.
No, I'm not. I was trying to nurse this lead through the 7th inning against Toronto. I got Cam coming up later. He's going to talk about
1-1.
Blue Jays Pirates. It's 1-1. Daniel Vogelbach, former Pirate. Big guy. Such a big guy. Just hit a double. It's all off the rails. Bet the Blue Jays in-game. Go ahead. Do it.
Skinner's playing really well. Your bullpen is just garbage. It's really tough to watch the Pirates bullpen. No score. We're going to get there for Jack, and we do get there for Jack. So his no goal in the first 10 minutes hits. We're at 4.5 over minus 150. I'm on under 6 for the game, but I would rather have no score or just 1 goal here in the second period and then bet the over, or in the first period rather, and then bet the over in the second period. So over 1.5 goals in the second period. Even though it's a playoff game, I still think if we don't get any goals in this period, it's 0-0 after 1. Second period over 1.5. The books have been a little bit wise to that. Some books have put it at 2.5, but since it was a 5.5 total, I wonder if we'll get the 1.5 for the second period number.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, probably. That's fair. Some books might try to 2 flat, but they're not going to use 2
flat.
2.5 juice under would be. It just price you out of the market. So more likely a 1.5.
3 goals
just
in
for
the second
the
period
record,
a bit. Yep.
The bullpen for the Pirates, it was a pop up to center field that the center fielder lost in the Sky Dome lights. And dropped to tie the game. So all is not completely lost. Maybe the Pirates. What's that in-game price right now? Pick them.
In-game price. It's pick them. Yeah. Well, actually, DraftKings, is that right? DraftKings has a minus 135 for the Blue Jays. I got minus 135 plus 105 at DraftKings.
Wow.
So if you like the Pirates, you get plus money on the Pirates here.
I got minus 110 with the Caesars
Interesting.
app. So,
yeah, DraftKings has a different price on that. Like the home
plus money
Toronto
with the
Blue
team
Jays
coming up to bat. It's not a bad little play right there.
Yeah. You jump in on that on DraftKings. You want to go ahead. That's why price shopping live is smart to do. It is 8-4. The Mets are all over the Diamondbacks. That game in the 6th inning. Red Sox all over the Tigers. 7-1. 4-2 Marlins. Wow, they scored 4 runs against the Rangers. 4-2 there. It's 4-1 Braves. We go to the 7th inning. I'm on the under in that game. That is trending nicely. 6.5 live total, but I'm going to lose the over for the Phillies and the Cardinals. Good call there, Dave. You like the under on that. That game, I believe, has gone final. So we're going to go, it has gone final. So It is a 4-2 win for the Phillies, who continue to win, who are now 23-8 at home on the year. Philly continues to dominate at home in Major League Baseball. Hour 1 done. Hour 2 to come. We'll talk to Smiley Kaufman and Cam Stewart in the next hour. Hockey, golf, more on Game 5. Oilers Stars as well. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault. Don't move. More to come. Sports Grid on a Friday night.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a Friday night in-game live here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault, thanks for hanging out with us. Hour number 2. Smiley Kaufman's going to join us coming up here in a couple of moments. We'll get to some Canadian Open conversations, some PGA golf. We've got the hockey game going on, no score in Dallas. Game 5, Edmonton and the Dallas Stars. But, man, it sure feels like, Dave, that we're going to get a goal here at some point in the very near future. Both goaltenders are playing pretty well. But we've seen both goaltenders go cold here and have, you know, some pretty sloppy goals, including Skinner, who can play poorly at times. And we've seen the 5-0 run in games involving the Oilers. So I'm on the under, but the pace is worrisome. This might get kind of high scoring here quickly.
Sometimes the best way to enjoy a hockey game under is to not watch the first period, especially when it's 0-0, because as long as you can just check the score and enjoy a nice paced baseball game and things and go, oh, good, it's still 0-0. You don't have that like, oh, I mean, like watching you during the commercial break has actually been somewhat entertaining because you're like, oh my God, oh my God, he made another save, oh my God. And I'm laughing because I'm like, this is why I'm watching the Pirates and the Blue Jays. What happened?
Power play. Power play coming here for the Oilers. You can't do this, Dallas. This is when the goal gets scored. This is not great.
There's 6 minutes left in the first period, and I mean, I was assuming that the Stars had like 10 shots on goal. Comparatively,
Can't cross check McDavid. Can't do that. You can't cross check the Golden Goose. That's not smart. You're gonna get called on that pretty quickly for Dallas. So.
That was
Edmonton
kind of a weak call.
Yeah, but it's McDavid. You can't be cross-checking Connor McDavid. Like, you just can't be doing that. So
It's game 5. Let him play.
All right. Yeah. If I'm a Dallas fan, I'm not happy about that call. I'm with you, but it's McDavid. You can't cross-check the guy. You do it. You get
on the
put in the box.
sideboards. We're battling for the puck at our feet. Like, I don't know. I'm not
Goal,
excited.
Oilers. Let's see how far ahead I am. Goal, Oilers. Told you, this is what happens.
Haven't even seen them drop the puck yet. They haven't even dropped the puck over here.
Yeah, it's just what happens.
What the
when you're
hell?
on
We
flash.
went 12 minutes apart.
No, it's flash score.
Oh,
It's a flash score.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
flash score. Now I see the goal on my
still
screen.
haven't seen the goal. Okay. All right. There's Draisaitl. Bam. Okay.
Goal.
Wow.
Can't go in the
So
box.
first goal is who? Who is that? Nugent Hopkins?
Wow.
Wow, that was a big price. And Suter comes out of the box and goes right to the official and says, that one's on you.
Oh, just a little chippy. Just a chip in goal. Wow. Off a rebound. Just a little chip in. Right place, right time goal. Yep. That's first save wasn't
this
made.
does not bode well.
From my under?
First period under is going to be a hell of a sweat the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah. But remember, you said Oilers score first, go for the under. Oilers scored first. So
this is fine.
Are we good for the under?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we start to slow down?
I feel better.
We're at 5.
Yeah.
We're back to the original price on both. 5.5 over minus plus 124. Well, now it's juiced to the under minus 140. That just flipped. Wow. Got under the 5-minute mark and the algo flipped it right to under.
Our guy, Preston, making sure the audio is good, also working on the show behind the scenes, just cashed his, I don't know if you heard it, in the background, there's a big scream on the Edmonton goal. He just hit the 22-1 Nugent Hopkins to score the first goal of the game. So
very
he's
nice.
Pretty excited. I love when the boys hit it in the background. I mean, just make sure that we get in and out of commercials good, boys, and make sure that the sound is good because we don't want no problems, no emails, no nothing, please. But congratulations, Preston. Live it up. Big night coming for Preston. That's good. Let's get no more goals this period, please.
Yes, I would agree. And then we can bet the over in the second period. We're at 5.5. Under 5.5 is minus 150 now. So we're still trending towards the under.
Do you feel like no lead is safe in this series? Like, I think in the other series is when Florida gets the lead, I feel like they're just holding it or they're going to win. Like,
okay.
I don't even think if Edmonton scores next that I'm totally comfortable saying they're going to win the game.
Look what happened in the last game. Dallas went up 2-0, 5 straight goals for Edmonton, 5-2 final.
Right.
No, absolutely not. Do I feel comfortable with a 2-goal lead? No, you're absolutely right on that. No way do I feel like either team with a 2-goal lead, the game's over. No. I mean, the Oilers have more firepower, right? I mean, they can come back faster than the Dallas Stars can. But Dallas, I mean, Robertson and company, I mean, they can get going as good as anybody. I mean, they can put the puck in the net, and Skinner's in net on top of that. So, I mean, this kid was a ghost before he wound up getting himself into a hat-trick situation. And Skinner, it's like, you can't trust Skinner. No way. That guy's a liability in net regardless.
We got some people watching the game live with us on the chat.
Nice.
On the YouTube version of this. Mikey Parsons needs one more goal for the over. This is fun. When you get a nice first period over?
Sweat,
yes, first period over, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I think he's dead.
Not yet. But then you got guys like, our guy Martin, big business. He's already calling Edmonton soft. He's already like, relax. It's fine. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to worry about.
You guys blew a 2-0 lead. Who's soft again? You guys had a chance to go up 3-1 with a 2-0 lead.
Are out of control. These are our people.
I'm just saying, who's soft? You're calling. I'm just saying, you're going to call Edmonton soft when you're up 2-0 with a chance to go up 3-1. You give up 5 straight goals. Not sure I'd be calling Edmonton soft. I mean, that's you had the season. You had a Stanley Cup final appearance in your hand, and you fumbled it. So, like, what are we doing? I mean, this series was over. 2-0, 3-1. You're good. This is over. And then you guys gave up 5 straight goals. Just saying, I wouldn't be. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be calling anybody Edmonton soft. Like, this is a good series. This is going to be hard. This is not going to be an easy thing for either one of these two teams to get there. And then the question is going to be, much like last year, how much is left in the tank for these two teams? If they go 7,
that's the issue.
Right? Florida could wrap it in 6 and kind of sit and go, you guys kill each other. All you.
And surprisingly, Florida, of all the teams, I think right now, look the healthiest, look the deepest. Again, when you see those Conn Smythe odds, I mean, there's 4 guys and only one's the goalie. Like, there's no other teams that have that many guys that could actually be considered for the Conn Smythe. Let alone they are the deepest team as far as number of lines that can do something to you. So I don't want to call anybody soft anymore right now. Please, can we just get to the break without calling anybody soft anymore? This is going to be, I mean, you're playing Dallas. Like, I don't in the NBA Finals. I don't think you need to do this with the Dallas people. Like, let it go. Just let this go. Are the Red Sox winning now?
7-1 Red Sox are killing the Tigers. I haven't even started with the Dallas people yet. We haven't even begun with the Dallas people yet. What are you talking about? This is going to be fun. Like, I can't. We'll have a ball. Although I tend to let game 1 happen first, and they get a nice dose of reality, and they figure out who they're playing in the finals. So we'll let game 1 play out first, and then we'll see how it goes. One of the 2 games is a blowout. Told you that today. Game 1 or game 2. Pick which game's the blowout. Boston wins game 1 by 10 or game 2 by 10.
You're going to stick to that. That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
And they can lose the other one.
Win coming in 1 of 2.
Or they could lose.
Maybe a loss. You did say that.
Lost. Maybe they lose game 1 or 2. Yes. In the other game, they could lose it easily.
Right.
100% easily.
Okay.
Dallas better split. That's all I'm saying about the Stars. The Mavericks. Mavericks better split in Boston. If they don't, ruh-roh.
Otherwise, what?
4-1-4-0. Quick and easy. Smiley Coffin next. Don't move here on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Friday night, in-game live here on SportsGrid. RBC Canadian Open, that's where the PGA Tour is at, and we're going to talk it right now with Smiley Kaufman, joining Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault here on SportsGrid. Smiley, happy Friday. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, what's happening, boys? I love seeing the Canada hat. I mean, RBC Canadian Open week, so got to celebrate.
See, it took you to come on the show, Smiley. It wasn't just the Edmonton stuff. I said, we're talking to you later. They're at the Canadian Open. I'll wear the Canada hat that Morency got me. Let's go. Let's go.
It's good.
Let's go Mackenzie Hughes. Like, that was my Canadian at the beginning of the week. Try to get him on the podcast this week, and he was gonna come on, and then he's like, man, we got to push back a week. And if he wins, Dave, I'm gonna be so upset.
Do you still like him to win 36 holes in?
I love Mackenzie Hughes this week. I just felt like we were just going to try to have another Canadian in the mix, and Mackenzie's had such a good year. He's recently gone to another swing coach recently, and that's his thing. If he just hits it a little above average, he's in contention. It's kind of like the opposite of Scotty. If Scotty putts good, he for the most part goes and wins by a bunch. But if he putts average, he wins. Mackenzie, if he just hits it average or above average, he's making the cut. He's in contention. So we need Mackenzie to have a good ball striking weekend.
Smiley, let me ask you, because you talk to these guys kind of off the record and when the cameras and microphones are away. How did the guys on tour handle the Scotty Scheffler situation? Like, were they thinking like this is a whole crazy bunch of nonsense? Or are they like, that's a guy who did something wrong, he should have had some type of repercussions from it because all the charges got dropped and it's like moving on to something else? But on tour, what was the talk going on like when no one was watching? What were the guys saying about it?
Well, man, it's something that I've dealt with as a tour player. I mean, we've never had a scene quite like that where there was loss of life right at the front entrance. And being at 5 a.m, you get there 2.5, 3 hours before your tee time, can't see anything. And the big miscommunication was there, for the most part, every week, there's always a yellow security guard person in a shirt that's kind of getting us in and out. And for that day, it happened to be a bunch of police there and obviously needed to be there for investigating what exactly went down. So for me, as somebody who's been through a situation like that, where, I've gone around traffic before to cut in to get into the gate because we have these marked cars that allow us to kind of, bend the rules when we get close enough. And that's what I think Scotty probably did. And he wasn't the only one to do that. There were other guys earlier that day that had gotten in the same entrance. So it was a terrible, terrible situation, bad luck, and bad for Louisville, bad for PGA, bad for Valhalla, bad for Scotty. It was a crummy day all around. And we're going to look back if Scotty goes and wins the U.S. Open and the Open Championship and say, wow, man, this guy could have had a better shot at the Grand Slam if he's not behind bars on Friday morning before his tee time.
It's crazy, right? Like, I mean, you've all had like regular, people that haven't played on the tour have a bad morning and then go and play golf. And it's not like that. The guy was in jail and went and posted a big a low number. It was
66.
incredible. 66. And then,
unbelievable.
Have a day. But now you said the U.S. Open. I'm looking ahead to the U.S. Open. He's the odds-on favorite at plus 450 here at the numbers I'm looking at. And then it's Rory at 10-1. Smiley, it can't be this easy. Like, this is literally Tiger stuff. You said you're going to the Memorial next week, but the U.S. Open is the next major. When do you start to go, this guy is different? Or do you go, these guys coming behind him? Right. But there's not a lot of people like in the betting world. The betting community's not. They're constantly looking for guys to beat them. It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's probably a lot similar to how tennis always used to be, where, you have these big favorites. And we're in this area last year where it was Scotty, Rory, and John Rahm. Those were the three. Victor Hovland made a little cameo towards the end of the year. And so heading into the year, we're thinking, all right, who's going to separate of that pack? And then Scotty Scheffler said, you know what, it's going to be me. And so I think that it's a fair price. I I wouldn't put Rory any shorter than that either. I think the golf course suits really any week. Scotty's golf game suits about any course he plays. But I think that compared to the PGA Championship, which was one of the lowest, it was the lowest scoring major of all time, the U.S. Open is going to be different. It's going to be a golf course that requires so much precision with your iron game, and his ability to hit his numbers and be pin high. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me to see anybody beat Scotty.
Let's go back to the RBC coming up. You mentioned Mackenzie Hughes you like at 750 to win this thing. Ryan Fox and Robert McIntyre are at plus 350. Anybody else? A Sam Burns, a Rory, a Corey Connors, anybody else you think may have a shot to win this thing this weekend?
Yeah, I think, with the scores not being crazy low and seeing some of the guys at the top, if you like somebody kind of in that 5 under range, kind of the 6 under range, like a Sam Burns, if you think he's going to go out and have a day tomorrow, I'm fine with that because the leaderboard's not the sexiest leaderboard you've ever seen. So but you have to expect this thing will get to 13, 14 under par heading into Sunday. So it requires a guy who goes out and shoots, something that nobody shot today, which is something around that 8 under number, which it's a really good golf course, by the way. It's probably the best one in this rotation for the RBC Canadian Open. But I don't know. I want Joel Damon to win. He's such a fan favorite. He's such a good friend of mine. Robert McIntyre, though, is not one to be slept on. He's tied for the lead currently. He's on the Ryder Cup team. He's traditionally a very good ball striker. Putter's a little streaky at times. But Robert McIntyre winning this week would not surprise me one single bit.
All right. Well, that's all I got because we only got 20 seconds left. But are you headed to the Memorial after this week?
Yes, sir. I'll be at Memorial, U.S. Open, and Travelers 3 weeks in a row. So it's about to be big boy golf here coming up on this next stretch.
Love it.
Good stuff. Smiley, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the RBC Canadian. We'll see who winds up winning that thing, if it's the Canadian or American, to pull that thing down. Matt and Dave, more to come on a Friday night here on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
In-game live on a Friday night. Thanks to Smiley Kaufman stopping on by, talking some golf with us with the RBC Canadian. We'll get to some more Canadian stuff later in the hour when Cam Stewart stops on by here, joining Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault, myself here on SportsGrid. This is kind of an off-the-wall topic. Dave, it's 1-0 Edmonton, by the way, after 1 in the Western Conference Game 5 tonight. But heavyweight boxing is crazy. So the former heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder is fighting a guy named Zalili Zhang. I'm not sure how I say his last name, but Zhang is the guy who's fighting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia tomorrow. We talked about the UFC fight, but whenever Wilder's giving up 68 pounds to the guy tomorrow.
He's a big dude.
68 pounds. 68 pounds in combat sports is, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger discrepancy like that.
How much does this guy weigh? Wilder's like 250, 260, no?
282 to 214.
Wow. So Wilder's lost some weight. He's in good shape.
He's 280 guy. Yeah, Deontay Wilder's always been the smaller side. He's a puncher, but the smaller side on the heavyweight. He's a tall guy, leaner guy, a lot of muscle. But Zhang is 26-2-1 with 21 knockouts, but he weighs 282 pounds. Damn. The guy's 41 years of age. Zhang is. That fight's going to be interesting.
What the hell?
That fight's going to be fun.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, Zhang's ranked number 6 in the world. Wilder's ranked number 7 in the world. I mean, the 282 guys higher ranked on the pound for pound list than Wilder is. So, I mean, this is a big fight in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Divisions are all messed up. All of it's messed up. Before we came on tonight, did you see that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are not fighting?
Yes, which was always going to be the case. I mean, Mike Tyson, did he have an ulcer flare-up? Maybe. But, I mean, it probably wasn't an ulcer flare-up. He's an older gentleman who should not be getting punched in the face for money. Like, this is a clown show. This is a clown show fight. It always was a clown show fight. It was a money grab. It was unnecessary elder abuse, whatever you want to describe it as. And, it just didn't make any sense to me. It was, I mean, there's plenty of guys. That's the problem I have with Jake Paul. Like, I want Jake Paul to take it seriously. Everybody that I've talked to, they know his coaches, guys here in Vegas who know who he's being trained by, and say Jake Paul is a very serious boxer. He takes the sport very seriously. He takes his workouts. He takes his conditioning very seriously. But then he goes and fights all these washed up guys and ex-MMA fighters, and the one real fighter he fought in Tommy Fury, he lost. So, like, how good are you really? You want to be considered somebody like you call out Canelo. Like, call out Canelo. Canelo would beat you with his right hand tied behind his back.
But you have to always consider the other guy. What's the upside for an established guy to fight him if he thinks that there's any shot? What if he catches him?
Hundreds of up and coming fighters who are professionals who would fight Jake Paul. Tons. Tommy Fury is the brother of Tyson Fury.
Professional is not going to sell for Jake Paul, and Paul has everything to lose.
Fine, but Tommy Fury
he has to find somebody who's established. It's going to be a draw, does he not?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, if he goes up against a real fighter, he could get put to sleep and not wake up. So, like, he goes up against a guy who actually can box.
Right? Like, does he get a second fight?
Over. Versus whom?
That's what's so strange about all this. There's no second chance. There's no, I had a bad fight. Like, as soon as he loses.
He lost, though. He's getting a second chance. He lost to Tommy Fury. He lost his one pro fight. Not an exhibition. He fought a professional fight against Tommy Fury and lost.
Go to distance?
So he got beat up. He lost. It was clear as day. Tommy Fury won the fight. It was no way he couldn't have. I mean, it was like, would have been highway robbery if Fury had lost that fight. And it's the one guy he fought who was a pro fighter that was a professionally sanctioned fight. Everything else has been exhibition. Everything else has been not real. I mean, this Tyson fight had ridiculous rules, 2-minute rounds, 8 rounds, 2 minutes. Like, it was just it was nonsense, complete garbage. So, like, exhibition fighting. I love fighting. I love combat sports. I want to see all big events. Heavyweight championships. Usyk Fury is going to happen in December 2.0. That first fight, I bet Usyk by decision. I'll bet the second fight, Usyk by decision. Same outcome will happen in the second fight. But I want to see big fights, good fights. Jake Paul's not good fights. It's a big fight. It's not a good fight, no matter who he fights. More to come on our Friday. We'll take a look at baseball scoreboard on their side next year on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkins. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkins.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a Friday night here on SportsGrid. Thanks for hanging out, Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. We'll talk to Cam Stewart coming up in the next hour. We're teaching Dave all about the fun little things that are available at the sports books these days. You can go ahead and place. You're perplexed, Dave.
I'm trying to understand, like, at what point would they come to me and say, we're going to pay, if a game goes 2-0, we're paying it.
Yeah, so I asked Dave in the break, why do books do that? Why do they pay out when they go up 2-0? What's the benefit?
What's the benefit is you get more money in the system, but
okay,
I don't think that they're
a rebet.
Right, you're getting a rebet. That's it. But like, there's a lot of times that the team comes back, it's down 2-0. So you pay the 2-0s to the team, and then they don't win the game, and then you pay out the actual result of the game. I mean, that's great. That's like a charity. That's not a sports book. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty wild. There's winning and there's losing. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're just donating to your gambling fund. Like, come on in, bet a game 2-0. If it wins, you get paid. If the other side wins, you get paid. This is a hell of a deal for the player. What's the benefit is that you get the churn. You get the quicker churn. That's why they want to do it.
That I get. I get that. Yeah. That makes sense to me to get the churn. You can bet it right now. Second period here for 1.5 goals is -140. I just bet it over 1.5 goals in the second period, and -140.
Okay.
I think we'll have a 2-1 after.
You better get a goal from Dallas first. I think
I think this period. I think my under might be in trouble. That's why I bet it, because I think this period might get wild.
Oh,
yeah. I think this might be.
We're okay. We're okay with the under. Relax.
Your
legs
we'll see.
Your legs bouncing over there. I can see you sit. Yeah, you're doing that thing. When we sit and do the shows together, and I watch that leg bounce. Yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. The first period had high danger chances on both ends of the ice. Got one goal on the power play, but there could have been numerous more scoring in the first period than what happened. So I think we're
Dallas only has four shots on goal in the first period.
Doesn't matter. It's high. I don't. That's why I don't like that prop bet. I don't like it because it doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell the truth about how the game went. Because high danger chances that sail high and wide with an open corner, that's not a shot on goal. Yeah, it was. They missed the net.
Yeah.
It's a shot on goal, though. It was a high danger chance. The guy just missed the spot. That's why I don't like that prop. It's not shots. It's shots on goal, meaning the puck had to have a chance to go into the net.
So
that's
like
my problem with that prop.
Game, the guy comes down and kicks it over the net, but it was
not a shot on goal.
High danger scoring chance. It's definitely not a shot on goal.
But that's ridiculous because it was. It was a shot on goal. It was a shot.
There was no goalie in there. It wouldn't have been a goal. So it's not a shot on the goal.
Right. That's why I don't like it. It's semantics.
You and these semantics.
Don't like it. I don't like it. It's just semantics. It's a shot. It's a high danger chance. It just did not have a chance to go in. You just missed. So there's no other than a high danger scoring opportunity. That's a stat. Other than that, there is no stat for that shot to go high and wide. And there were a bunch. Oh man, early
1-1 Pirates and Blue Jays going to the top of the 10th. Ghost Runner lives in Toronto. Pirates, bet it right now. Perrault, I know how much you love the Ghost Runner. Pirates are going to score.
It's the worst. Power play in the first minute for Edmonton.
Uh-oh.
Not good for Dallas. You don't want to be. Not good for Dallas to have Edmonton go on the power play this early. Goal. That was fast. 10 seconds in the power play. Goal. That was fast. They go fast right into it. 2-0 Edmonton. Told you. Over in the second period. As a cross ice pass. Oh, my goodness. You let him walk in McDavid. You cannot let Connor McDavid do that. Oh, my goodness gracious. Connor McDavid just walked straight in and scored. One of the best goal scorers in the entire sport, if not the best goal scorer. You cannot make that mistake, Dallas. You just – oh, wait, is that Nugent Hopkins? Who was that? It wasn't Hopkins. I thought it was McDavid. Again.
No.
His second. Oh, my. I saw 93. Yeah. It's 97 is what I thought I saw. What a goal. He just walked right in and beat up.
2 goals tonight.
Right? What a shot. I thought that was McDavid. Not 97. Pass. It was 93 I saw. I thought I said 97. I misread the back of his jersey. No. 2-0 Edmonton. Big trouble in Little China here coming up for the Dallas Stars. You better score next, Dallas. You better score next.
Can't
Otherwise, this game's over.
So fast for, you're right with the Dallas. I mean, the soft is to be determined. TBD. I'm not calling anybody soft. I don't think
Dallas is soft. I just think Dallas is a team at home this year in the playoffs for whatever reason. They're a better team on the road. So, they could lose Game 7 at home. I could see them losing this game here, go to Edmonton, win Game 7, win Game 6 in Edmonton, and lose Game 7 at home.
Right.
They just haven't played well in home ice.
That goal, the defenseman went right to the net with the first guy going in. Draisaitl hit that pass to Nugent Hopkins with the second guy coming in the zone. Really, it was a great pass, an excellent shot. And it ain't done. but this is not.
Look,
this is not.
I'm going to be so sad when hockey is over because my favorite app, free plug, no relation, but Flash Score is the greatest app ever created for people watching hockey. It is so fun. It is so fun to watch a game, and you're the only one in the room, and you go, goal, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? And like 30 seconds later, it's on the screen. Like, how did you know that? Like, it's the delay. You get it on the Flash Scores on the same feed that the books are on. So there's no like gambling advantage. People are like, oh, you know, for the books. No, it's the same feed, but it's $4 a year. It's my favorite $4 spend all year to go ahead and just, because I watch so many hockey games and you see so many things happen before they're on the screen. And it's fun to do this and do content and do, you know, in bars, it's a parlor trick. You just yell a goal and everyone's like, how did you know that? Because you're way ahead of the television streaming feed.
We did the show in Chicago and we're around all those guys. And you go like, you looked up at the screen like, uh-oh. And everybody was like, what's he doing? Like, goal. What? I just looked at the Rainmaker was there and he's like, what is he doing? I'm like, watch. Boom.
Done.
It was a goal.
Because it's like 30 seconds. It's a long time. So you can like sit and like go order a drink and come back and go, oh yeah, I told you to see there's a goal. So I'll tell you when we got a goal potential coming up here. But 2-0 Edmonton with 16:39 to play. The total for this game is going to be, I'm not going to be happy, am I? What are we back at? We are still at 5.5, but it's still juiced to the under, minus 145. So
That's
is
right.
that because Dallas needs to score for that number to get to 6?
Well, you don't want to open up. You don't want to open up another number if you don't have to when you're doing this in game.
Okay.
Like, you can't. This game could be 2-0 or 2-1 after one, and
After
still
2?
go under 5.5 after 2. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want to open up another number because the falling 6 is now a possibility.
We'll get Cam Stewart's take on this game on under 6 and over 1.5 in the second period. Let's see what happens here as we roll. Cam Stewart joins us next year on SportsGrid.
The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. It's your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
On a Friday night in-game live here on SportsGrid, second period over, cashes in the break. Another goal for the Oilers. It's now 3-0 over the Dallas Stars with 14.
What's that?
Goal horn.
Oh,
3-0
goal? Or just a fake horn? Is it?
It's an actual goal horn. It's, you know what, Cam? That should be your intro music. We should actually hit that when you come on. Cam Stewart joining us here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault.
They call me Foghorn. They call me Foghorn Leghorn. I says it down at the bar because I eat everyone's chicken wings. So why not make it sound like a foghorn? I says.
I love it. That's great.
I got to tell you, man.
I'm in.
Crazy couple days. You know, Dave told you I cut myself shaving, and it looked like some guy hit me with an axe. They wouldn't even put me on the air because I was bleeding so bad. Today, I go for a nice try to be a Matt Perrault. Actually, want to do some exercise. Put the sunscreen in. It gets in my eyes. I'm blind, and I like trip while I'm going for my thing on the track because I can't see. They say no tears. That stuff's the worst, man. Like honestly, when I get it in my eye, I'm literally blind, and I hit like a patch, like a curb. And oh my God, I'm trying to flush the thing out. I'm like, what is happening to me? I'm having minor cuts turning into like, Dave, I didn't want to show you the picture. I went through a towel, a whole thing of Band-Aids, woke up, my pillow was still covered in blood. Those damn blood thinners really make your blood thin. Like if I'm ever in a fight and Perrault clips me, I'm dead.
The electric razor. Electric
go to the
razor
hospital.
only. One little mistake. You were opened up like you took a stick to the face. It was like he won't stop.
Crazy.
So
no, it wouldn't stop bleeding.
That was nuts. Look,
what do we do
gotta
here?
Ask you quick.
3-0.
We got Blue Jays and Pirates this weekend. All right, my Buccos, your Blue Jays. It's 1-1 in the 10th. You're starting with the runner at second. The Pirates, of course, did not score with the runner at second in the top of the 10th. Blue Jays close this one out. And do you like the City Connect uniform?
That's all right. I think their baby blues are the best. At least it has the CN Tower in there, which I kind of like compared to other teams. City Connects, I think it's like probably in the better half, but I'm not a real fan of like most team City Connects. I think the Mariners are the one team that has like a really good one, Dave. I got to be honest with you, the Blue Jays are minus 600 on my book. That you'd be insane to bet them. It's Pittsburgh or nothing at this point. Like say they don't score and Pittsburgh wins. I almost want to take Pittsburgh, but I don't know what to do. I'm so rattled with this hockey game right now. I got the over, but I got the Dallas Stars and plus 1.5 when they were down, and now they're down 3 goals. So I don't know. I got to figure out something what to do with this game, guys. But WNBA tonight, sticking in a league that's been good to me. I like the Minnesota Lynx -6 against the Phoenix Mercury. That's what we're back.
How do you feel about tomorrow when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese get going with the Sky and the Fever? Any thoughts on that game tomorrow?
Yeah, good call. Good call, Matt. The Sky are my team in the WNBA. I guess we'll see what's going to happen. One of two things. Both are probably going to go off, or they're going to want it so bad that they're just going to like brick everything. It could be one of two things, right? Like sometimes when you want something that bad, it's not good for business. Clark's been a lot better. I don't like the way she's been treated. It's very difficult, too. I don't think people are fair. Like, they go from the women's final right into the league. There's no break. Like, not even a little bit of a break. So, kudos to all you WNBA players who are, like, drafting rookies and you're going out there and still playing. Like, these guys they're hardworking, the hardest working ladies in show business. Golf in the Canadian Open, I'm thinking about going on Sunday. I'm working out something with Babano and a couple of guys here. My buddy has a limo driver that it might be picking up some people to go, and we're going to try to, weasel in because that's what we do. We're Scottish, Dave. We don't want to pay full price, but my boy Forbes is on the case. I will say this. Watch out. We got Mackenzie Hughes at 7 under the Canadian. A lot of pressure, 3 strokes back, but a Scot, Robert McIntyre, leading right now. Very, very good on the European tour. But guys, I'm going to tell you, I watched this golf today. It has been absolutely perfect weather, 85, 90 degrees in Toronto. If this wind picks up in the sun and they're looking for a perfect weekend, things are going to get very real. It's going to, all those little putts that roll past are going to roll 6 feet past. I told them it's a national championship. Don't make it too easy for the guys. 10 under after 2 rounds. I don't think the winning score is going to be, I'm thinking like 14. Like I think the weekend can get very, very difficult, and it brings a lot of guys into the mix. Like a guy like Tommy Kim, he's 8 shots back. You can probably get him like 60-1, 70-1. So if you're looking for bombs, 10 shots is the cut line, the difference between guys at even who made the weekend and the leaders. But I think 10 shots could be made up in 2 rounds of golf. So if you're looking deep, down the board. I was looking at a guy like Tom Kim. I think he's a very, very dangerous player at that price. So I'm looking for guys around the 2 to 4 -4 range. Also, Torbjorn Olesen, you could probably get it around 80 to 1 as well. He's 6 shots off the pace, a very capable golfer on the European Tour from Denmark.
All right. I wanted to just quickly shout out Lewis, who I met today from around your neighborhood in Vegas today from Toronto. So I met this guy, Lewis. He signed up for the contest, and we signed those people up for that service. So I was like, you know what? Do you know Cam Stewart? He's like, no, but I'll watch the show. Hopefully he knows. He doesn't live far from you. Second, the Pirates in Toronto, the Blue Jays didn't score. So
now they're minus 130, Dave. Like, see, they went from minus 600 to like, and there's people who play this stuff like they're going to get a run. I should have played the Pirates, but I'm in orbit because of this hockey game. Like that's the whole problem. Yeah.
But what about the hockey for tomorrow? All right, Jack's bummed out. A lot of the Ranger fans are bummed out. You got the Panthers minus 170. The total's 5.5. Is it over, Cam?
I don't know if it's over. I think the Rangers, you know what? I actually prefer them on the road. I think they have to play a simpler game. I worry about their defensemen. That's the real issue. Florida just keeps on beating these guys down. But if Shesterkin stands on his head, anything is possible. I think it's key that somebody else than Lafreniere pick up his game. Panarin's got to do something. I know he played a little bit better, but the stars need to be your stars. If Kreider shows up again, they could do it. You know, I hedged out with the Panthers, Dave, but as I said, I would love it to go 7. I'm not laying 70 cents with the Panthers. I should have listened to Gamblu tonight. He told me to take Edmonton. I go, Gamblu, I'm all in on the Stars. God, I love Gamblu. Every time, man. When I don't listen to Gamblu, bad things happen. He's on the show tonight with me and Morency, by the way, and
nice.
I'll be beat down when I tell him congratulations on it. This game's not over, but I don't know what to do. Do I take Dallas plus 3.5 or 2.5? Like, can they come back? I don't know. Wedgwood. Are we going to see Wedgwood? Is Ottinger going to get pulled? That's another question.
I don't know. We'll see. Kim, good stuff. We're watching Top of the Hour with Gabe here on Sports Rage. More to come.
Have a good one, guys.
Next on SportsGrid.
Yep. The Warriors learn some of that split action that they run offensively and bring it to your own team. Folks, the name is Kenny Atkinson. Every time there is a job with a young core that needs to take the next step, I always think of Kenny Atkinson.
Only on SportsGrid.
The numbers might look crazy, especially depending on where you think Jared Goff falls in the National Football League. I would consider him, maybe as crazy as this sounds, a top 10 quarterback.
And again, the theory behind paying your quarterbacks and your top-rated players, pay them earlier. The longer you wait, it only costs you money. If you have a top-flight wide receiver, pay him here.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
That was Aaron Rodgers' thing. To your quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
It's a luxury pick. We don't have the luxury. We're trying to win right now. I'm in a window right now, and you're going to say, no, we're going to plan this for the future. With a guy who had 4 years, 4 seasons ended by injury. 4. Like, Michael Penix is a walking injury. Like, what are you doing taking him in the top 10?
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Using the parlays against one another, right? And being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Last couple of minutes with Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault here on SportsGrid in-game live. 3-0 Edmonton. That game now inside the 10-minute mark. We're past the halfway mark for the game overall. Dave, I'm on under 6, 5.5. We're back to that number. It was 6.5 momentarily. Now it's 5.5, minus 135. This feels like a 3-1 or 4-1 final, does it not? I don't think the Oilers score very much more in this game.
I'm good getting out of this period 3-0. I think we got a shot. If there's another goal scored in the next 9 minutes, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Like I think it goes over the total. It's that simple. So if you believe it, bet it under 5.5. I'm one to stick a lot to the original thought. The original thought was under. So it's probably worthy of another bet under right now, knowing that if either team scores, if it's 3-1 after 2 or 4-0 after 2, we might be in big trouble. You're going to need Skinner to get a shutout. I mean, he's playing good. They're not getting that many shots on goal. Speaking of scoring, the Pirates scored in the top of the 11th against the Blue Jays.
Look at
they
that.
were plus 50 when Cam was just on with us. Now they're leading 2-1. We need the bullpen to hold on, take the first one. You know who else is winning? Kansas City Royals are up 3-2 at home against San Diego. They're on a 7-game home winning streak. They're dogs today against the Padres and Cease. I don't understand some of these lines, Perrault, just like I don't understand the Yankee line later. Yankees are winning tonight. Yeah.
Lord Nadu. Oh, give a shout out to one of our Canadian friends watching us here. Yep. Glad you trailed on that over in the second period. Over 1.5 goals in the second period. That was an easy cash. So it took that. So I kind of, it's a hedge off of, I bet it because I was ahead. I'm on the under 6 and I'm nervous about it. So I thought second period over 1.5 goals. I laid the 140 on that. That came back. So we are able to get that. Dave, before we go, and we go for the week, what's your favorite cheat meal? You could have a cheat meal. What's your favorite cheat meal?
Oh, usually pizza.
That's a cheat meal? Is that really a cheat meal?
I mean, if you're not
I think
eating
pizza's
carbs
okay.
and stuff, you really can't eat too much pizza, right?
It's not a cheat meal to me, though.
You're having a cheat meal tonight because you start tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 30 days. My final phase 3 is tomorrow. Month of June. We go 30 days.
So what are you
Starting
debating? Tacos?
I'm probably going to go I'm probably getting wings, but I might get wings and tacos. I might go both. I might go all out here fully.
When you start it and when you end it, like that meal, you look like you're going to the chair. You order 3 or 4 different things. You get,
I gotta go
want
get,
this. I
gotta
sat
get
with
that.
you the last time after you finished.
Yep.
I was like, who's eating all this? Me.
I haven't eaten. I gotta go tomorrow. Tomorrow is 30 days in the heat, 30 days of no alcohol, 30 days of no cheat meals.
I'll join you. I'm going to do it too. Let's go.
2 workouts a day. Oh, you're going to go in? You're joining? Let's do it.
I'm doing it.
Let's do it. It's going to be fun. So I got 2 45-minute workouts a day starting tomorrow. The outdoor workouts are going to be really hot. It's going to be really hot. It's going to be brutal. Oh, it's going to be really hot. I haven't done, I've always done this in April and May. I've never done it in June. So I'm going to, I figure how much water weight can I lose in one day being outside?
Be good.
In 90 degree temperatures. So I'm going to be getting up early in the morning because my daughter goes to Boston for vacation halfway into the month. So I'm going to have extra time on my hands. So I figure this is a good time to go ahead and knock this out. So who wins tomorrow? Panthers, Rangers. I'm on with Ranieri, but you won't be here.
Sorry, Jack. Yeah, I'll join you guys later in the show, but I'll come on tomorrow. Unless something happens overnight, I'm gonna come on tomorrow and tell you Panthers. I think it's done.
Okay. I like
fun.
the over in the main event. Yeah, I like the over in the main event tomorrow night for UFC 302. I think Poirier is going to survive until the second round. It's a little juicy, minus 150, minus 160, depending. We're looking at that, but I think that's a decent play. I think Strickland wins tomorrow for UFC 250. For UFC 302. He's minus 250 at most books on that. It's a good parlay piece. I'd be surprised if he loses the fight to Costa, but we had Danny Brasco earlier. He likes Costa, so that's interesting. A 2-1 dog. You know, it's fighting. So one big punch and it could wind up right there. So you got Paulo Costa. Strickland needs it desperately. If he doesn't, Jock Peterson 3-run home run for the Diamondbacks on the way out. So best of luck. Pirates still winning?
Still winning.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about
Pirates.
Don't say nothing.
See if they win. He's Dave. I'm Matt. For Jack behind the screen, the Wizard of Oz talking in our ear, doing a great job throwing the graphics up every Friday night. Dave, me, we're back tomorrow. Ranieri will be joining us 4 hours tomorrow. Sports Rage coming up next here on SportsGrid, and then Bostonian versus the book. If you like us, stick around for 2 more hours. You guys on the other side. More to go. 3-0 here still.